Hey guys, this is Pharaoh 2091 and welcome back to Let's Play Dangan Ronpa. The last time we left off, we finished Chapter 5 where we were dealing with a really fishy class trial, and if I chose the wrong option, that Kitty Giddy would die, but if I chose the correct one, we would actually be punished. However, at the very end, Alter Ego did a saving grace, and with the last of his power, we were saved by going to the trash room, and Kitty Giddy met up with us to help us get us out. So let's start the final chapter of this game. Super Duper High School Despair. And anything else, I don't know. Come on. It'll fix itself, don't worry. I'm just excited. We're already at the final chapter already. I'm not already. I mean, it's been like what, 70 something episodes now. 75. The group that caused the incident last year. The group that pitted us against each other in this academic coliseum and broadcasted it to the world. There we go. A hopelessly, helplessly terrible group of people. An identity of the Puppet Master. After all this time, we finally got our sights set on our true enemy. But first, let's get out of this awful place, shall we? We can talk once we've done that. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so what? Do I talk to you? Talk to the door? Hey, Kitty Kitty, did you bring that key with you? That Monokuma secret gadget thing you stole from the headmaster's office? Of course I have it. This key is vital in our trapping the Puppet Master. I wouldn't let it out of my sight. You said it can unlock any door in the academy, right? Yes, it can. And it should work on that door over there, too. Alright, let's give it a shot, then. I mean, if she didn't bring it in, we would have been screwed. Hey, Kitty Kitty, shouldn't that key be able to open this door, too? It's worth a shot. She slowly slid the Monokuma branded key into the door's keyhole, turned it, and yes! Yes, it opened! We should be able to get out of here now. Let's go. Let's. Opening the one sealed door, Kitty Kitty and I left the dump behind. Finally. I was finally out. But I didn't have time for a sigh of relief. After all, the true battle was still to come here. The final chapter of this game, the Super Duper High School Unluxter, or How I Learned to Stop Despairing and Embrace the End. That's a mouthful. But yes, the final chapter of the game. Beyond the door was a space like a shaft, like a tunnel turned on its side, or maybe like a large chimney. My eyes traced the path along the ladder on the wall. I felt like I was at the bottom of a bottomless pit. I took hold of the ladder first, began my ascent, and Kitty Kitty followed after me. Now, if I remember, the game's gonna pull off like a little perversion type of thing here. Yep, okay. There's no really need for that game, but ooh, upskirt shot, kinda. So yeah. There's that, but whatever. We climbed, and we climbed, and we climbed, unable to see our destination. I would be scared as hell. I don't like climbing ladders for whatever reason. After some time, we also lost sight of our point of origin. I had no idea we were down this far. Watch your step. I won't be able to catch you if you fall. Yeah, I'll be careful. Of course, now that I'm actually thinking about it, I'm scared as hell. Maybe I should try talking about something to take my mind off it. Oh, hey, Kitty Kitty, there was something I wanted to ask you. You're the Super Duper High School sleuth, right? How long have you been a detective? How long? I've always been one, ever since I was a child. Since the old days, when detective work was considered far more venerable than it is today. Was it whatever. The Kitty Kitty family has made its livelihood as detectives. Then your family's pretty famous, isn't it? Actually, quite the opposite. We're relatively unknown, even among others in the same line of work. But why? If you got such a strong family tradition, we pride ourselves in it. Pride? Detectives represent neither light nor dark. It is precisely because we are neither good nor evil that we are able to find the one truth. We are obligated to maintain neutrality. So for that reason, we must separate ourselves from the world. Thus, we deliberately keep our existence hidden away. You keep hidden? It's an obsolete, old-fashioned, illogical way of thinking, but despite that, we still abide by it. After all, it is our pride. pride. I think I get it. The reason I couldn't find anything about her in the new students at the academy thread is because she kept that information hidden to uphold her family's pride. But I trampled on that pride. What? I sold myself out to the academy faculty so I could be selected for admission, knowing full well that my actions were unworthy of a Kirigiri family detective. She went so far as to trample over her family's pride, so she could enroll in the academy. And she wanted to do that because you were looking forward to meeting your dad, weren't you? I can't blame you. Looking forward to it? I have absolutely nothing to look forward to in a reunion with my father. Huh? But you haven't seen your dad in so long. Sure, there's a bunch of stuff you want to talk about. I have nothing to talk to him about, but I do have something to tell him. You want to tell him something? There's something I absolutely want to tell that man. To meet with him directly and tell him to his face. And what's that? That I'm cutting off all our ties. That he's no longer my father. No longer her father? The last time I saw that man, I was still a child. So I don't know a lot about him, other than that he was apparently very intelligent. The Kirigiri family had high hopes for a future with him as the next family head. But he hated being a detective. I'll be right back, guys. Alright, sorry, I had to take a phone call. But he hated being a detective. And because I waited too long, the text goes poo-poo. See, when I played this game the first time around, you know, obviously, because I constantly kept going and going, I wouldn't run into these, issues, but, you know, hey, whatever. So he withdrew himself from the Kirigiri family. When my mother died, he used that as an excuse to run away from home. He had a big fight with my grandfather, the head, and then he left, leaving me, still young, behind. I'm sure he had a good reason. I bet your dad always wanted to bring you with him. In that case, I should be thankful. Thankful that he left me behind. Unlike that man, I actually take pride in my work as a detective. I take pride in the Kirigiri family. So I am grateful, from the bottom of my heart, that he didn't take me with him. Had he, by some chance, actually taken me with him, I would not have been able to become a detective. Climbing the ladder ahead of her, I was unable to see her face, so I had no way to know what kind of expression, what kind of emotion her face bore as she said those words. All I could tell was that, as compared to usual, she was speaking more freely, and perhaps more brazenly. I have no intention for blaming that man. His life is his to live. And I'm sure it sounds like I'm being dismissive, but that's honestly how I feel. There's just one thing that I can never forgive him for. And what's that? The way people looked at me. I felt no sorrow at having been left behind. Rather, I thought I was better off for it. But people didn't see me like that. I was always thought of as the girl who was abandoned by her father. And that's how they all looked at me. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm fed up of having my past, that man's shadow, always hanging over me. I want to cut him out of my life once and for all. That's why I have to tell him. Tell him to his face that I'm cutting all ties. So I can clear the books on our past. So I can remove that man from my life. Of course, he's probably forgotten about me, all about me by now. But your family, isn't severing relations a bit much? He and I simply share the same blood, nothing more. He may be connected by our blood, but our hearts are disconnected. Can you really call that family? They're connected by blood, but their hearts are disconnected. She had been so sure, so firm in saying that, I couldn't think of any way to respond. So I could do nothing but keep my mouth shut. And also, what the hell can you do in that situation, you know? To continue climbing in silence. After some time, we finally arrived. Ooh, I wonder where it leads. Honestly, how long are they even climbing this thing? Kind of like Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater type of ladder? You know, what's going on here? It looks like this is the end. The academy is on the other side of that door. We've returned. You remember the door in the dormitory's trash room floor? That should be where we come out. I unlocked the door ahead of time, so there shouldn't be any problems opening it. I'll give it a shot. I pressed my right hand against the door above my head and I pushed. Oh, thank God it's opened, yeah. With a little resistance, the door opened. Then... oh, look, holy crap! I'm in the trash room again. We've returned. That was an unbelievably long ladder. I'm exhausted. Somehow we made it back. Whether you could say we were unharmed is another issue altogether. But here we are, at the academy. Thank you, Kitty Giddy. You saved my life. You don't need to thank me. I was just repaying a favor. No, you saved me. But I guess you did owe me a little bit. So, what do we do from here? I managed to dodge one bullet, and that's great and all, but if the Puppet Master finds me, it's not just me who's in danger. And you too, since you saved me. Are you worried? Well, yeah. But how about we ask him directly? Huh? Him? Monokuma, ask him whether your escaping is a problem or not. But... it's just a matter of time before you found, so it's not like there's anywhere to run to anyway. As she spoke, Kitty Giddy pointed at the security camera. So you're saying, if my only option is to wait to be caught, then I'd be better off just surrendering? Don't worry, things won't end up the way you're afraid they will. After all, it's the Puppet Master who's been driven into a corner, not us. The Puppet Master's been driven into a corner. You said that before, but what do you mean? By holding Mukuro Ikusaba's class trial, the Puppet Master revealed his hand, and that's something we can take advantage of. Something we can take advantage of? You'll see when we talk to Monokuma. Also, it's our benefit to act first before you're discovered. We want any advantage we can get for this negotiation. I'm a little bit, no, more than a little bit nervous, but we've got no choice, do we? Monokuma should be in the gymnasium. Let's go, shall we? Okay. To the gymnasium. Can I just teleport there? Make things easy for myself. Yep. I wonder where the hell everyone else is at. They're like, oh my god, Mickey's dead. But no, I'm back. And I'm kind of okay. I mean, that fall must have kind of hurt though, but whatever. Well. I get Kitty Giddy, but why is a should-have-been executed has-been Negi here with you? Can't say I didn't see that reaction coming. Am I really going to be okay? Did you perhaps save him? After all the trouble I went through preparing his punishment. And what if I did? If the villain is correctly identified during the class trial, he alone will be punished. I'm sorry to say it, but those are the rules. So I'll just have to punish you again, and this time I'll make sure it works. Kitty Giddy! If that's what you want to do, then go right ahead. What? Okay, you know what? You're doing it again. You're doing it again, woman. But before you do, just let me say one thing. If you execute Negi, then you lose. Are you okay with that? Huh? Me? Lose? Hey, what the hell's that supposed to mean? That class trial was just a big setup, wasn't it? So you could smoke me out and kill me. In other words, had things gone according to plan, it would rather have been me executed there. Hold on, what are you saying? But your expectations were blown away off track because Negi let my lies slip through unnoticed. You didn't see that coming. It didn't even cross your mind that in that situation, someone would stand up for someone else. And your response to that unexpected turn of events was to call Negi the villain and execute him. You were desperate. No, it was more than desperation. You felt threatened by Negi because he didn't do what you expected him to. But that wasn't the only surprise waiting for you in that class trial. Someone interfered with Negi's execution. Alter ego. You miscalculated. You didn't consider that someone who was already dead would save someone else. And that is the truth. It wasn't Negi who murdered Mukuro Ikusaba. It was you. And yet, for you to execute Negi in spite of that, isn't that a violation of the rules you so adore? Correct me if I'm wrong, but the villain is only supposed to be executed if he's identified correctly. And that means I lose. Let me get this straight. You're saying the real villain is me, not Negi. Then where's your evidence? I don't have any. she doesn't... Oh, man, she doesn't sugarcoat it. Is this your idea of a joke? How can you talk like a big shot and not even have any evidence to back it up? I don't have any now. But with a little more time, I'll be able to find everything I need. As much as you might try to hide it, there's only one truth. What's your deal? Now you're pilfering catchphrases from super detectives? If Nagi really did kill her, then he wouldn't have come to you like this. He had gone into hiding, trembling under the weight of his sins, cowering in fear of his punishment, running away in your precious despair. But we're here, standing up to you. We haven't lost hope. You trying to say that counts in place of evidence? You think it's enough to satisfy me? You're right. That wouldn't satisfy you. But it's the same for the people watching this. Executing Nagi now will not satisfy them. What? If you execute Nagi right now, this is what the people watching will think. They'll think that you forcibly executed Nagi because everything we said was right. They'll think that hope cannot be killed with despair. Grrr. If your stance is that what we're saying is baseless, then you just have to prove it, right? No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you execute Nagi while his guilt is still in question, then you're admitting defeat. Ugh. If you want us to experience despair fairly and impartially, then you will accept my proposition. You must accept it. So, what is it? This proposition of yours? That we retry Mikuro Ukasaba's murder case. Oops. Hold on a minute. There you go. And that, this time, you hold a fair class trial abiding by the school rules. Let this be our final battle. The final battle between hope and despair. Pretty fitting for a climax, don't you think? A fair class trial. The final battle. In other words, a trial to reveal the Puppet Master's identity? But the Puppet Master has no reason to accept a challenge like that. Surely he'll just get rid of me, no questions asked. Intriguing! Barely intriguing! Barry? Oh, I thought you said barely. Barry? I'm trying out a new personality. I couldn't bear the old one any longer. Anyways, that's not a very bad idea. It is a pretty fitting climax, I'll give you that. So you accept. If I do, will that satisfy you you lot and the viewers? And when you're satisfied, will you despair for me? If you will, then honey, show me where the Earth sign. What? Will you lot and your hope win out, or will me and my despair take the crown? A veritable final battle, a real Kodak moment, whatever. He accepted it? Then that means there's still a chance. However, since this is the climax, it would be pretty boring if all you do was find the culprit. So, to make it befitting of a final conflict, you lot need to lay bare all of the mysteries. All of the mysteries? Every single mystery buried in this academy. If you manage to solve all of them, then I'll call you lot's victory. That's what I was planning on doing from the very beginning. Then that takes care of that. If you lot can uncover Mikuro Ukasaba's murder, how the crime was committed, and on top of that, solve all the Academy's mysteries, then I'll admit defeat. But when the polar opposite happens, we'll all be executed, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the grisly truth, just what kind of despair will you lot show me? We're the ones who should be excited when we reveal everything. Just how much despair will Super Duper High School Despair be in? I feel like I just witnessed the start of something very outrageous here. But first, I'd like to clarify something. You said before that class trials are held where murders are committed among the students, right? What of it? I'd like to confirm that there are no inaccuracies in that statement. There's no need to try to pry it out of me. I'm an approachable kind of bear. Everything that's happened has all been in accordance with the school rules. And it goes without saying, Mikuro Ukasaba's class trial is no exception. Huh? Mikuro Ukasaba's class trial is no exception? It was held in accordance with the school rules? Then, that means the person who killed her? Actually, while we're at it, I'll give you one more hint. I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but there are a total of 16 participants, all of whom are students in this academic coliseum. Also, since the Coliseum commenced operation, the only living humans to set foot in this academy are those very same 16 students. What? Is that the truth? Why the silent treatment all of a sudden? Oop boop, oop boop boop boop. This conversation's over. I ain't got nothing left to talk to you guys about. Now scram! Now he's angry? Maybe he has borderline personality disorder. Shut up and get lost! Alright, we're going. We're going. Are you sure I can go? Don't question it, Niggy. Whatevs. It doesn't matter. You're all gonna get punished later either way. So I'm gonna prepare something very despairingly special for you guys. Oop boop. Oop boop boop boop. Oop boop 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 boop. Let's go, Nagi. Okay. Oop boop boop boop. Okay, let him keep saying that. Wow. With our backs turned to Monokuma's creepy, unstable laughter, Kitty and I left the gym. And yeah, sure we did. We left, and now what? I really don't know what the hell just happened, but I didn't get executed. I'm not dead somehow. I really didn't expect that to work, so I should be thankful. And now I've got another reason to be thankful to Kirigiri. And what is that reason to be thankful for? Well, I think you'll know, but we'll find out next time in Let's Play. Dang it. So yeah, well, whatever. So as usual, thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time for Let's Play Dangan Ronpa. There you go. I'll see you guys later.